Good morning, this is WIBW Becky Goff here in Manhattan, standing just outside of City Hall as the beginning of the Veterans Day Parade is just approaching us. So bear with us here. We'll have the beginning of the parade. That police car you see right there is the very start of the parade. I will give you a heads up throughout this broadcast that I will be moving this camera around quite a bit, as it is my phone and it is on top of the camera that I use for getting video for our newscast. So it will be adjusted accordingly for me to get video. So your view may change throughout, but I will try as much as possible to keep you on the parade route so you can see everything going through.
Good morning. Welcome to the Flint Hills Veterans Coalition Veterans Day Parade. We're so glad you came out. This is one of the warmer days we've had for this event. And so it's exciting to see so many people here. We're going to start off with the American Legion Post 17 Color Guard. It's a unit that presents the colors at various public events such as parades, school activities, veteran functions, and patriotic programs. The Color Guard may be as simple as carrying the American, the POW, MIA, and Legion flags, or it may consist of a full color guard that adds all of the military branch flags as well as women's auxiliary, SAL, and junior auxiliary colors. A rifle escort is always included for the American flag. The flag precedents in both static displays and marching formations are in accordance with the regulations outlined in various Legion and military documents. American Legion Post 17 Color Guard. We also have a World War II veteran, Berserk. Carrying the Veterans Day banner in today's parade is Boy Scout Troop 74 of Manhattan. Boy Scout Troop 74 is the oldest continuously operating Boy Scout troop in Manhattan. 74 serves about 30 young men between the ages of 10 and 18. Troop 74 is chartered by the First Presbyterian Church in Manhattan and meets weekly on Monday evenings at that church.
All right, we're going to pan over here so you can see kind of
Our Grand Marshal this year is Sergeant First Class Ray Thompson, a veteran of two foreign conflicts, the Korean and Vietnam Wars. During his time in Korea, Thompson was an infantryman on the front lines and was wounded in combat. In 1955, Thompson left the Army but rejoined in 1960 and spent 2 years in Vietnam. Ray Thompson served as an infantryman, a medic, an engineer, a military policeman, and a few other things. Jay Borgia was drafted into the Army in Guam in 1971 and was the last draftee from Guam. His first duty was serving in Vietnam, 71 and 72, served in numerous locations during 20 years of service, including the first ID at Desert Storm Shield 1990 and 91, retired as a Sergeant First Class at Fort Raleigh in 1991, and still serving as a member of the Flint Hills Veterans Coalition. Next, we have Lieutenant Colonel Aaron Leonard, Operation Desert Shield, driven by his daughter Elena Leonard, Operations Manager for another summit. Lieutenant Colonel Leonard served in the Army from 1987 to 2014 and was deployed at Operation Desert Shield and Storm of the 1st Infantry Division. Also with Operation Iraqi Freedom of the 130th Field Artillery Brigade and 1st Cavalry Division. Jacob Izarek, Private First Class, World War II, 1943 through 1946, of the green car here. 10th Mountain Division. And on the way are veterans from Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom, Life Takers and Heartbreakers all. Veterans of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. We also have the first appearance of veterans marching in the parade regarding the Desert Storm. Veterans are an integral part of the Flint Hills community. A tattered flag held by Flint Hills Veterans Coalition President Chuck Sexton flew in battle during Operation Desert Storm. Samoa, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Operation Enduring Freedom. The flag bears the scars of battle of over the past 30 years, from the oil fires of Kuwait to receiving multiple shrapnel scars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Like our veterans, our military, our country. In 1972, Chevrolet Chevelle, owned and driven by retired Colonel Bill Patton. He served with the U.S. Army during Desert Shield and Desert Storm. 1st Infantry Division Commanding General Mounted Color Guard is next here, led by Captain John Schmellick and 1st Sergeant Roy Walters. The distinguished unit is comprised of men and women from across the division and pays respect to the historic legacy of a long-standing relationship between the U.S. Army, Cavalry, and Fort Riley. A round of applause, please, for the soldiers of the nation's first and finest division, the 1st Infantry Division. And on the way, we'll let them play the 1st Infantry Division Marching Band, the 1st Infantry Division's musical ambassadors, led by Warrant Officer Santa Duran. Jr. and Command Sergeant Major Ricky G. Jackson, 1st Infantry Division. Following the unit colors are the men and women from the 1st Infantry Division and tenant units, the 1st Armored Brigade Combat Team, the 2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team, Combat Aviation Brigade, the Division Artillery Brigade, the Sustainment Brigade, the Headquarters and Headquarters Battalion, the United States Army Garrison, Fort Riley, and the Medical Activity Department, Dental Activity Department, and the 97th Military Police Battalion. On the way, Congressman Tracy Mann, representative of Kansas 1st Congressional District. Hey, Tracy. And the card for the Midwest Dream Card Collection. And next is 66th District Representative Sydney Carlin. She served in the Kansas House since 2003, a former city commissioner and mayor of Manhattan. Sydney has initiated several pieces of legislation for the benefit of soldiers and their families, including in-state tuition guarantee and the Military Child Interstate Education Compact. And behind them, Marine recruiters. We have the American Legion Riders Post 17 on the way. They're in rides, parades, and other community events and ceremonies, keeping with the aims and purposes of the American Legion to promote motorcycle safety and education programs and to provide a social atmosphere for American Legion members who share the same interests to use the association to promote and support programs of the American Legion. American Legion Riders Post 17. They were chartered and incorporated by Congress in 1919 as a patriotic veterans organization devoted to visual helpfulness. President of the American Legion Auxiliary, Unit number 17. Followed by the Battle of the Bulge Veterans Kansas Chapter, a major German offensive campaign launched through the defensively forested region of Paulion, Belgium, France, and Luxembourg on the Western Front toward the end of World War II in the Europe area. The surprise attack caught the Allied forces completely off guard. United States forces bore the brunt of the attack and incurred their highest casualties for any operation during the war. The battle also severely depleted Germany's armored forces on the Western Front, which Germany was largely unable to replace. German personnel and Leopard aircraft also sustained heavy losses during that time. Some of the survivors are featured here in the Battle of the Bulge, Kansas Chapter. And next, the Sons of the American Legion, Kansas Prairie Chapter from Manhattan. Each member can trace the ancestry back to a patriot that served in the American War for Independence. Following the members carrying their banner and marching are additional Sons of the American Revolution. We also have a Vietnam Veterans motorcycle club. Operation Desert Storm veteran there on the motorcycle. Next is the Manhattan High School Big Blue Marching Band, representing Manhattan High School and the community in the 2021 Veterans Day Parade. The Big Blue Band has received superior ratings at band festivals for the past 28 years. Let's give a listen to the Manhattan High School Big Blue Marching Band. flag of Kansas, Junction City High School, Army, JROTC. We had the First United Methodist Band, Troop 75, Pack 75 Scouts, Boy Scout Troop 75, the Cub Scout Pack 75, as well as the Charter Schools Troop 75, Scout Llamas are Montana, and Camose. All right. The 1930 Model A Ford Coupe with Rumble's lead is sporting a 61st Assault Helicopter Company logo. The 61st served in Vietnam from 67 to 72. Driving the car stand numbers 61st AHC gunship 2-liter 1969. The 61st AHC is the only helicopter unit to build a library learning center in Quang Son, Vietnam. We also have the Junior ROTC Cadets, the Blue Jay Battalion of Junction City, featured. And in the Red Hummer are members of VFW Post 1786 and VFW Post 1786 Auxiliary Junior Vice President. Following the Maroon Dodge pickup as a Post 1786 Veteran Service Officer and members of the Post. DAV stands for Disabled American Veterans. This is Chapter 28 for Manhattan, recently celebrating its completion of 100 years anniversary of helping and serving veterans. Manhattan Chapter number 28 is one of the oldest chapters in Kansas and has been recognized accordingly by the National Organization of Disabled American Veterans. Current Commander Gary Jones, current Department of Kansas State Commander Karen Hansen is also part of Chapter 28. One of the oldest active members of the chapter is Chaplain Paul Barkey. Disabled American Veterans, Chapter 28 of Manhattan. Vista Drive-In is proud to support veterans. They have a coffee group that meets there, pulled in a 1938 RA-30 Dodge fuel truck. Veterans include Marines, Army, Navy, and Air Force personnel. Veterans Coffee Group from Vista Drive-In. Next in line is the Raleigh County Grade School, the middle school students, thanking all veterans for serving their country. Raleigh County students come from the towns of Leonardville, Raleigh, Keats, and Manhattan, taking great pride to have the opportunity to show their patriotism. And thanks to all veterans and those currently serving. Thank you, Raleigh County third graders. Next, we have the Blue Valley Marching Band. Blue Valley Middle and High School combined for the Blue Valley Marching Band from Randolph under the direction of Kerry Butler. Folks, have some posters to show you. Some of the participants in the Flint Hills Veterans Coalition Veterans Day Poster Contest. Two Westmoreland Elementary students, Kenneth Brenner and Vera Bahadori, second place in the Veterans Day Poster Contest. They are with Eleanor Welder, a third grader in the Manhattan Virtual School, and other Westmoreland classmates. For those Veterans Day Poster Contest participants. And following that's the Junction City High School Marching Band. The Blue Jays presenting their parade performance. It includes service songs for the U.S. Army, Navy, Marines, and Air Force. Junction City High School Marching Band. Marlette Elementary third grade class, Mrs. Clancy, Mrs. Wessinger, and Mrs. Ribble from Marlette Elementary, and their music teacher, Mrs. Payne, singing patriotic songs for you today on this Veterans Day. Marlette, third graders. Woodrow Wilson Elementary School is next. Students and staff there extending their gratitude for the brave men and women who served our country. Woodrow Wilson Elementary School. From the Manhattan Catholic Schools, here are your Cardinals, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students representing Manhattan Catholic Schools, providing education for students ages preschool to 8th grade in a faith-based environment. Cardinals, Manhattan Catholic Schools. Frank Bergman Elementary students are following the bus there. They are the 353 Dolphins. The principal is incredible Steve Cook. The school has been under construction the past 2 years. Recently updated the workspaces, a storm shelter, and secure entry. Frank Bergman Elementary, the Dolphins. Followed by the Rock Creek High School Marching Band, a regular participant in the Veterans Day Parade the last several years. Proud to march in this event and to say thank you to all who have served our nation. The Rock Creek High School Marching Band. Following that, the Flint Hills Christian School. Proud to walk and show their appreciation to our veterans, represented by grades 1 to 12, along with the teachers and parents, many of whom are veterans. Join us in singing God Bless America to honor our veterans. Flint Hills Christian School. And the Harley-Davidson with the sidecar, Bruce Brady. 2000 Harley Davidson. He's writing an appreciation of his uncle's father and brother's service. We have the Wamego High School Honor Flight that sends veterans to Washington, D.C. to see their memorials. Each veteran is escorted by a National Honor Society student guardian when they do. Information available at WHSHonorFlight.com. WHSHonorFlight.com, Wamego High School Honor Flight Group. The Paulion Chapter, the Daughters of the American Revolution, founded in 1890 as a non-profit, non-political, volunteer women's service organization dedicated to promoting patriotism, preserving American history, and securing America's future through better education for children. Paulion Chapter is the largest chapter in Kansas. They have 165 members. Melanie Horton, the chapter president. 2020 Paulion Chapter was the outstanding Kansas chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Paulion Chapter. Daughters of the American Revolution. Manhattan Technical College next, providing higher education. That's HIRE, education for military veterans and their families. They support U.S. military veterans. Manhattan area, Technical College. So glad to welcome so many marching bands this year. This is from Raleigh County High School, the Marching Falcons, and cheer squad from Raleigh County High School. Are from the Yard Art Classics Car Club. They turned 31 this year. Nonprofit car club open to all cars, trucks, and motorcycles, and of course their drivers. Their meetings are once a month, and from September to May, they have cruises in good weather. Profits from their car shows are given to various nonprofit charities in Manhattan. They welcome you all to the parade today. The Yard Art Classics Car Club. Next we have the Fort Raleigh Jeep Club, founded in 2014. It's for everyone that drives a Jeep or any other 4x4 vehicle that identifies as a Jeep. The club is open to anyone wishing to join as a 101 off-road Class 2, Class 2 times a year, along with other activities. They're on Facebook, Fort Raleigh Jeep Club. Jeep Club. Captain Steve Rogers. Next we have the Manhattan Lions Clubs. Riding with members of two Manhattan Lions Clubs is World War II veteran and Lion Jim Tubuck. Army Lions have a dynamic history. Founded in 1917, best known for fighting blindness, also volunteering for many different kinds of community projects, including caring for the environment, feeding the hungry, and aiding seniors and the disabled. The two Lions Clubs work to support the community and those that serve and have served in the armed forces, and they thank the veterans. The Manhattan Lions Club. They're followed by the Big Brothers and Big Sisters, serving Raleigh County, a one-to-one case-managed relationship between a caring adult mentor and a youth who could use an extra person in their life. They're accepting applications for new bigs and littles to enroll in the program right now. Followed by the Kiwanis Club of Manhattan, a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time. Lori Johnson and her 95-year-old father, Ken Johnson, riding in the red Chevy. He's a World War II Army veteran, a Korean Air Force veteran, and driving a 1957 Jeep pickup is Community Services Chairperson Ken Foster, followed by the Vice President Al Sincere in a Ford F-150. Manhattan Fire Department, Quint 5 is housed in Firehouse 5 at 3900 Bonesta. It's a 2009 Pierce with a 75 aerial device. Rescue 2 is housed at Firehouse 5. Rescue 2 is a 2011 Peterbilt semi and Hackney trailer purchased with the Department of Homeland Security grant. Rescue 2, part of Kansas Task Force 2, which represents disasters in Kansas. Also part of Kansas Task Force 1, which will respond to disasters in other states. Looks like we have some city commissioners here in Old Engine number 1. And the Kansas Rotary District 5710, a global service organization, members comprised of business and professional leaders providing humanitarian service and advance goodwill and peace around the world. Past District Governor of Eastern Kansas, the past President of Manhattan, Kansas Morning Rotary, Deborah Rotc, and riding along with Deborah is the Kansas Rotary Membership Chair, Greta Power. Manhattan Kansas Rotary, District 5710. Followed by the Raleigh County Fire Department, Station 12. Being a firefighter is as close as you can get to being a modern-day soldier in your home. They're always looking for volunteers of the Raleigh County Fire Department. We also have the Blue Township Fire Department. It's established in 1967, continuing to proudly serve the communities in their 50-square-mile fire district. They have a solid core of young and old members. They're always looking for new members, though, and with interest in fire service in the community. And Mobile Vet Center. That's the Manhattan Mobile Vet Center. They're located at 1133 College Avenue, Building C, Suite 200, providing combat-related services to veterans, active duty, reserve, and National Guard for post-traumatic stress disorders, military sexual trauma, as well as bereavement counseling for families who experience active duty death, as well as referral services. Mobile Vet Center assists providing services in rural areas throughout Kansas. Manhattan Vet Center. Also have the vet centers, community-based counseling that provide a wide range of social and psychological services, professional readjustment counseling to eligible veterans and active duty service members, including National Guard and Reserve components and their families. And advanced property management there in that vehicle. And Howie's Trash Service with our patriotic truck there. Next, we have some canine characters here. Mud School, providing training in obedience, behavior, and sports to dogs and their humans. They offer conventional classes, drop-off day school, boarding school, and private lessons to best meet the needs of the dog and its master. Mud School believes that a certification from the Certificate Council for Professional Dog Trainers is important to their staff. They have more CPTT certified trainers than any other facility in Kansas. Mud School. We put the good in good dog. Followed by Three Rivers, a center for independent living, providing services to people with disabilities since 1986. They've successfully provided services to the citizens of Raleigh County and 11 other counties in central and northeast Kansas for over 35 years. Three Rivers. Followed by the radio stations, Minute Broadcasting Company, always there and always local since 1950. KMAN, the oldest in the group there. K-Rock, B104.7, Z96.3, and SETI 102.5. Saluting veterans, current service members, and their families for their brave service to our country and this community. Carl Coons Insurance Agency next, appreciating the sacrifices of our military past and present to protect our freedom. Also, Ritchie's Floor Covering LLC. They started in 2013, owned and operated by a veteran, specializing in epoxy and concrete polishing. Ritchie's Flooring. Followed by the Resource Real Estate Group. Bryce Ebert, the Resource Real Estate Group. Here to be your real estate resource. Hey, Bryce. Bull Boy and the Biker. You may have seen him cruising around Manhattan. He can often be found on campus or in Aggieville. Mikhail and his buddy Bo are on a mission to bring joy, happiness, and smiles to our community. You can find his adventures on Facebook and YouTube on Bull Boy the Biker. Okay, we have Via Christi Village and some of our veterans from there riding along here. You can see the names on the side of the vehicle there. The Via Christi Assisted Living Facility. And the USO Fort Riley have been supporting our military service members, keeping them connected to family, home, and country for over 80 years. We are the force behind forces, USO Fort Riley. And the Eagle radio stations are next in line here. And we have 97.5, the Power Hits, Q103.5. Also Cat Cans. Q103.5. Here's the cat cans we're talking about here. Offering much needed relief to our community. That's not in the script. Okay. Okay. Okay, we have the K-State Pershing Rifles. And Listy and Jim, a span of mules pulling for God and country. God bless America. Pat and Sandra Ponton. Okay. David Collette, Lori in the next vehicle here. Hey, Dave. And here's something you don't see very often. Here's Harry Whitney with an 1890 horse-drawn hearse. Mr. Whitney is wearing his military uniform with a flag draped hearse in commemoration of those Americans who lost their lives in defense of our country. And thanks to the Raleigh County Police Department who are keeping things in line here today. And along with the citizens of Manhattan following in their vehicles. Thanks for joining us for the parade today. I'm Jerry Q from Angel 95 FM.
that is the end of today's parade. I will be closing down this Facebook Live, and I will be publishing it so you can re-watch it if you did not see it from the beginning, so that you can catch those bands you may have missed or those other kid groups that came through that you may have missed earlier in the parade. Thank you and have a great and safe day.